Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. Excuse me. I did some reading about adopted kids and found out the citizens of the United States that are adopted out of our country are called outgoing cases. I wanted to learn more about what's going on before I write this letter that I'm going to write. So I thought, well, I'm going to get all the facts I can. I found out that there's a city in the Netherlands called Hague, pronounced Hague, um, but it looks like, well, it's Hauge, Hague, but it looks like, well, yeah. Anyway, I don't quite know how they say it, but it's a corporation, a group, along with 75 other countries that Israel and China are on this list. South America, I mean, you wouldn't, it's a little astonishing. I found out, and these are older reports, that 140,000 children are adopted uh, um, in every year. But what I couldn't find out, and I tried to find the statistics on, and it showed every country except for the outgoing children of the United States. They had just removed the page I was trying to read. And I sent it all to my Facebook, all the information that I had found out about this corporation and where they meet, and they have offices all over the world, even China. China is on the list to adopt children from the United States. And I'm sure this is going to get a whole lot worse. 1 in 50 people walking around are adopted. And I'm certain that this is going to get a whole lot worse. Then, in another report I was reading some days ago, for every adopted child in the United States, there are 6 families waiting to adopt. If that's the case, then why are citizens being adopted out of our country? You know, and it's a lot more serious than what it sounds. These corporations, and the Hog Corporation, is literally a marketing um, corporation, and it's just crazy, the language. I'll go into it more because I literally have to cite who they are when I'm writing this letter. Um, so when I do read the letter, you'll hear a lot more of what I'm compiling to be able to make the best defense for the. And now I'm fighting the whole world. I thought this would just be kind of local with the United States, but it's not like that at all. So if I can put an end to it in the United States, that would be a start for the kids of the world, perhaps. So, yeah. And if you're new here and you don't know, um, I'm a person that was adopted out at 2 weeks old and then brought back to the orphanage and adopted out again. They made money with the lawyers and the new people each time. And I was abused the first time and brought back. I was born perfectly healthy, and then, um, from what my birth mother said, and then ended up having what they called a herniated umbilical cord, they said I was born with. And my birth mother said that that's not true. So I guess that you could leave to your imagination, but and a person would think there's no way I would have a memory of anything that happened to me, but I do, you know. So, anyway, this is a main reason why I decided to help other kids that are in that situation or potentially going to be in that situation, to try and do something where these kids have a more structured um, parental situation. A parent is somebody that cares for you and keeps you safe. The safety thing is the number one issue with children that are wards of the state. They aren't safe, they've never been safe. And that's for the majority of us, them, or you, ones that have already voiced your opinion that yes, you've been through that and you agree. So, um, if when I do compile this thing and get this video underway with my letter writing, and I haven't had too much peace to be able to write the letter, and I found out that was a really good thing because now I know exactly who I'm confronting, and just the fact that our so-called enemies of the United States of America are able and what they call geez, I guess I'm not gonna quote exactly what the words were right here right now because I've got it all written down over on Facebook if you want to look at the information. But yeah, and they actually tried to hide some of it. So yeah, at least I have witnesses now to what they're doing with links and places they can go and find out the facts for themselves too, if somebody's interested in that. And why would it be a big deal? Because they're making money off of children. And if they had them all in one orphanage with schools and hospitals and trade schools and that type of thing to teach people how to be productive human beings out in this world instead of selling babies to other countries and trading them here like they do through wars and different reasons to use human beings and to scatter us all over the planet. Not a good idea. Most people kind of like to have somebody that they're related to in their life, you know. That's kind of a normal thing, I think, for a person to want that, you know. So, anyway, so I did quite a bit of reading this morning, and it did help me with the understanding of exactly who I'm facing now, you know. The Dark Cabal on with another corporation, literally a corporation that handle all the adoptions around the world with many offices all over the world, with their main one being in the Netherlands, Hague, Netherlands, or Hague. But yeah, I prefer Hague. I don't care how it's really pronounced at this point today. It's the Hague Netherlands Corporation, you know, legal selling baby factory. So, yeah, it was a bummer. It was a bummer finding that out. It's like I did, uh, well, nothing's really ever been super easy in my life, but maybe fighting hard for something will make it more of a impactful thing. Maybe that's like just what I needed to add to the fire of what's going on for these kids, So, yeah. Cheers. How's your Monday, or let me see, Tuesday or Wednesday going, rather? Mine's okay. It's happy enough. So, yeah, it's nice and warm. It's 80 something outside. It's nice and cool in here, not too humid, but I think tomorrow we're going to have a hot and humid day. Not a really big deal because, in all reality, the last 20 years have been kind of cooler summers than even normal. Our like almost month of July and August are usually so tropical and heat filled. It's been wet. We've gotten a lot of rain, maybe even more than usual, which is cool because last year our creek was really low. It was still there because it starts with springs, and we have springs all over our property, which is coming out of the ground artesian, you know. Um, so very deep, that it just hasn't been able to be measured around here. But Minnesota has a lot of water, fresh water, you know, no salt water at all here. So, which is nice. I like the oceans, but I prefer Lake Superior or one of the Great Lakes. Um, the fascination with all that fresh water, and that still too bugs me that there's people in our government that literally signed pieces of paper to take water out of the Great Lakes and sell it overseas. The Nestle Corporation sold water from our lakes to China. That's not a very smart idea. And they really have enough resources where they can make those factories that take the salt water out of the water. And the salt's also usable for a lot of things. So, you know, you can actually make a material out of, well, the same components like super glue or bicarbonate soda, and take something like that and make like your own two-part epoxy that is so hard you couldn't beat it to death with a hammer. You could do the same thing with salt. They could turn salt into epoxy material. Nothing would be wasted, but oh, with all their global bullshit going on, you know. So it's just the changing of the weather with jet streams and El Nino and La Ninos, the changes of the tropical waves coming further up north or not in like every 4 to 6 years, changing alternately or in between. Kind of, it might kind of stagnant for a while in one area of the world and swing another way, but typically they change like every 4 to 6 years. They um, progress and transgress into each other across the world. The jet streams pushing like years on end of either cold or warmth, and it alternates like that ever since I've been alive. So yeah, so I might get interrupted here a little bit. Not a big deal. I'll just keep talking for a little while, or I might get cut off. I don't know. I might. I did clean the phone pretty good, but yeah, I don't know. But if I do, I love you all and thank you for joining me. And yeah, actually, I think I will upload this and maybe come back with something else that I was thinking. So that's the kind of an update on what's going on for the wards of the state. So thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.